know words. Can you hear me? No audio. Can you? No, but they can't hear me. I think I can't have the speaker. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Let me go in and out. Sorry, guys. How about now? Is it still low? Oh, it's good now. Um, I'm going to try to put the link in. Hey, everybody. Thanks for joining. I'm just working out the technical difficulties here. We'll get started. Trying to post the link. Oh my gosh. Your phone doesn't like my fingers. Can you paste? Ah! There we go. Okay, link is dropped. Okay, hi guys. Hi Cheryl. Hi Benton. Thanks for joining. Hi Zeus Scott. Hi Port Patrol. Port Patrol asks, is it true you do meth and pick your skin? No, I don't do meth. Pick my skin. I would say no. I do exfoliate my skin though. But yeah, why don't you call in? We could chat about it. I don't think people really want to talk about that though, because it's pretty boring. They have to find some good lighting. Is that possible, Sammy? Ah, yeah. So much nicer. Is the audio better now, guys? Hi, Stormy Ray Shart. That's so rude to say to someone, says Stormy. Don't come on someone's stream to attack them. Thank you, Stormy. See if I do this. Somebody want to call in? Look at my red corduroys. Thanks, Stormy. Stormy says, can hear you clearly. Thank you, Stormy. You're amazing. I got some cat ass here. You know, it is very good for free water. Well, Speedway is usually pretty good for free water and dump site, but the last one we just went to was a Chevron. Cheryl says, Benton, are you driving? Did you get the job? Benton, did you get the job? I think you're live streaming right now. So. Somebody want to call in? Did the link go through? So Cheryl, the StreamYard experiment might work with, so right now I'm on Dimitri's phone, and I tried to open the link that you sent the invite on Dimitri's phone, but since I had already accepted it on my phone, it said invitation already accepted, so I couldn't see. So you'll have to like start a new broadcast and send a new invite, and then I can see if I can open it on Dimitri's phone. Because my phone needs to be updated to iOS 13 apparently to do this kind of business. Port Patrol, who you at? I haven't seen your name before. Are you a work in the shipyard? Do you patrol portals? Are you a lady patrol? Stormy says, where are you at now? You travel around, don't you? Yes, I do. Like opposite. Did you know the mirror image of a molecule is called an enantiomer? An enantiomer? Did you know that? This is my phone. It's a clunker. It's a clunker. I am in Albuquerque, New Mexico currently. There's a nice view of Albuquerque. Oh, I guess I'm supposed to highlight the comments as I talk about them. You guys have to bear with me. I'm a new StreamYard streamer. Okay. Here's a nice view of Albuquerque. Albuquerque seems like it's like built in a divot. It's very high up elevation, but it's kind of built in a divot because everywhere you are, it's like you have a view of the rest of the town. It's like it feels like I'm flat, but I have like a view of all the rest of the town because it kind of is in this like divot. So if you're anywhere but the center, you have kind of a view of the rest. I guess like an amphitheater kind of setup. But yes, I am traveling from California, where I am from and where I was born. It's hard to try to mess with your hair when it's on a mirror, like vlogging situation. Um, okay, so yeah, I was evicted, COVID eviction in August. I actually don't know if I was technically evicted yet. I mean, because we made the agreement and then I was like out by a certain time, then it wasn't supposed to be a technical eviction, but I don't know. The end of August last year, and I've been on the road since. So August 2022 to now, and for a while we were kind of sticking in California, kind of doing the coast, and went down to Southern California, and then we recently slowly started making our way east, and we are headed to North Carolina to visit my mom and stepdad and my 3 little sisters and my step grandma, and we're kind of making a little trip along the way. Oh, Benton, we're planning on stopping in Hot Springs, Arkansas. Do you have any good recommendations? Because Dimitri really likes hot springs. He likes like Canadian hot springs. I've only been to hot springs in like Costa Rica and maybe Mexico. I don't know, but a lot of like Calistoga kind of had like hot spring pool, like mineral pools. But is there like nice hot springs in Hot Springs, Arkansas, or is it like the little like a little puddle like by a sewer that's like some hot springs are just like teeny little puddles. Uh, Thanks for joining, everybody. If anybody wants to call in, let me see if I can drop the link again. Oh, someone. Oh, Cheryl's getting coffee ready. Aphrodite times, right? Yes, it's very nice. The weather is very nice. I guess there's supposed to be my stepmom let me know last night. She's like, oh, she thought I was maybe already in Arkansas. She's like, oh, there's like crazy weather out there. Are you guys safe? Guess there's like going to be golf ball size hail in eastern Texas and like Arkansas. I started watching, so I like reality TV. And so if there's like a full reality TV episode on YouTube, I'll usually give it a try. So I like to watch like Real Housewives. Some of the I don't like some cities like Potomac. I don't watch that crap. But and then like Married at First Sight, the last season sucks, so I didn't watch that in America. But the Australian one was amazing. But anyways, I saw that Sylvester Stallone has a new reality show with his 3 grown daughters and his wife, who like I thought he was divorcing, but I guess not. Anyways, it's like I guess he has a new show in called Tulsa, or anyways, the reality show starts off in Oklahoma City, and it was kind of weird because we're kind of probably headed through there. And so I was like, oh, that's kind of weird. Sylvester Stallone's in Oklahoma, but I guess he has this show called Tulsa, or he's like a gangster in Oklahoma or something. I don't know. But anyways, I could only stand about maybe 3 minutes of this reality TV show about Sylvester Stallone and his family. It was so fake. It was so nauseatingly fake. I was like, Dimitri was looking at it too because he was kind of interested because it was Sylvester Stallone. He's like, "This is the fakest thing I've ever seen." And Sylvester Stallone always has like I mean, I'm on Instagram and stuff, but I see like catches of it, like off of the periphery. And it's like they sell kind of this kind of little incestuousness between Sylvester Stallone and his daughters. Like they're always like, like in from sexy clothes, and they'll be like sitting on his lap and stuff. Like, I don't know, kind of weird vibes. Sherelle says, patrol the troll. Let me know when you want me to put two in the back of it. I can't talk. Stormy says, oh, that's so sweet. That would be so nice to see family. Yes. Oh, Lisa Rose coming in with the hard-hitting question. Thanks, girl. Lisa Rose 18 asks, do you want kids? That's a really good question. I have been extremely, extremely thoughtful about children. I'll put it that way. I have been extremely deliberate and thoughtful about children. I always knew I wanted to go to medical school. My parents had a horrible, horrible divorce, and my dad got custody. So I saw my mom every other weekend, and in the summers she had to work, so I was like in daycare. So like I knew I never ever ever wanted to have kids and get divorced, or have kids and have like a broken family, or I never ever wanted to do that to my own kids. Of course, nobody wants to do that, but I think people that didn't grow up in a divorced family don't necessarily realize the impact that it has on children when they themselves grow up and then decide to get divorced after they have kids. They don't really realize the impact that it has on the kid. But so anyways, with that mindset, I made the decisions like going through medical school with the anticipation of having children, but having children in a way that I could be there. So that's why I didn't go to like traditional MD medical school and become a regular full surgeon, because I did the calculations and like I really thought a lot of like I actually did like spreadsheets and like Excel spreadsheets about the expected salary I would make and when I would break even with my student loans. And so I figured like as a surgeon, I would have, so you graduate with your bachelor's degree at 22 years old, right? And then you go for 4 more years of medical school. So that puts you at 26 years old. Then if you're a surgeon, you probably have 4 years of residency. So that puts you at 3 to 4 years of residency. So that puts you at 30 years old. And then you have 2 years of fellowship. So depending on your specialty, so that would put you at like 32 years old. Okay, so now it's like, all right, so I'm 22 years old now, like calculating this. Like, okay, so I'm 32 years old surgeon, finally started my practice as a business, as a standalone surgeon at 32. And then I'm supposed to have this pressure to have babies as I just start my business, like as a surgeon. So it didn't really make sense for me when I was 22 making these decisions. So that's why I decided to become a physician assistant, which can do everything a doctor can do. You still have a medical license, you have a DEA license, you can do surgery. So the beauty of a physician assistant is that you can switch specialties. So I could work in surgery for 5 years and then change my mind and switch and like work in psychiatry or work in women's health or work in geriatrics or work in pediatrics. I could totally switch the type of medicine as a PA, whereas an MD, you're very pigeonholed. If you become a doctor and a surgeon, you can't like switch and become a pediatrician. You had to have to go ahead and go back to medical school or redo a residency in pediatrics or something like that. So I figured as a physician assistant, I would be able to do surgery and start a business and make money, right? You have a bachelor's, so you're 22, and then medical school for physician assistant is 3.5 years. So I was 28 when I graduated from PA school. So then I had all of this possibility to build money and to find a person to have a baby with. But I did end up getting married, and I was married for 3 years, and I knew I didn't want to have a baby with him after we got married, so we got a divorce. Because again, I didn't want to be married to somebody I didn't want to have kids with. And I mean, there was other problems, but and now, like, I had friends in medical school that were like, they like made a pact with themselves, and they had like a gay friend. They're like, if I'm 35 and I still haven't found a man to have a baby with, me and my gay friend, we're going to have a baby together. We're going to do in vitro, or we're going to do turkey baster or whatever. And we're going to have a baby. I'm going to have a baby with my gay best friend. Or I've had friends that were just going to go to a sperm donor after 35. And because they were wealthy, like pretty much wealthy, because, they worked in medicine as a single person, accumulating money, I'm not wealthy, but, well off, as well off as you can be in San Francisco. But after my divorce, I even tried to recruit, because I worked in the same building as Pacific Infertility, which is like one of the biggest companies in the Bay Area, San Francisco, for in vitro fertilization, kind of like a leader in the world. And that's where my mom had her pregnancy with my little sister Emily, and my little sisters, who are identical twins, Haley and Hannah. That's where she got her menopause reversed, had all of her in vitro, was at Pacific Infertility. And they were in the same building as me when I was working at Bosley doing hair transplants. And I was like researching, they had like monthly live webinars, and like in-person presentations for young entrepreneurial women. Because at the time, this was like 2015, 2016. And like San Francisco, it like finally started to kind of dive off. But at that time, it was like the most desirable place for a single person to be, to get into the tech, like Salesforce, like everybody was there, all the tech, Google, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn. So they were like Pacific Infertility. They were, even Google was offering new grad hires, women, free egg freezing. So like, hey, come work for Google, and you'll not only have like the best medical benefits, but we'll also pay for infertility benefits for you to freeze your eggs now, so you can work your butt off for Google and then have your baby later. So, back then, right after I had gotten divorced, I was like, I had hit the, like, I had always been an online dater, ever since, even in high school. Like, I used Hot or Not, and in like undergrad, college, yeah, Plenty of Fish, Hot or Not, then Match.com. Anyways, after I got divorced, I again hit the online dating scene hard, and I was dating like really high up guys, like in the scene in San Francisco. And I was trying to, I was like, I should probably freeze my eggs, like, I was 30. This was right before my spiritual awakening. Um, because it's like I had gotten divorced and then I was dating again. I was dating hard, and like you have this kind of like openness to date new types of people, but then there's also that biological clock. Like I already got married, I already got divorced, like clock is ticking, like you got to find somebody to like partner up with and have a kid with. But I know like my mom is so fertile. I know that I'm so fertile that it doesn't really it's not in the forefront of my mind, the biological clock thing. I don't think I think women can be like me if they want to be, but I think most women put clocks on themselves and kind of do like a self-fulfilling prophecy about getting old and getting into menopause and stuff. But none of my I would try to recruit my friends to come with me to these seminars to freeze your eggs or to learn about freezing your eggs, and none of my friends would go with me. And it was a blessing in disguise because I didn't end up going to any of them by myself because I kind of wanted to have a girlfriend come with me. But I'm glad that they never did, because if they had, I probably would have gone through. Well, I don't know if I would have. Because it's very expensive. Once you freeze your eggs, it's not like you have to pay for the rental. Like you have to pay for the frozen rental space, like an apartment. So, and if you can't make your payments anymore, well, then your eggs kind of just, I guess I don't know if they just collect them and use them, and a lot of times too, like they'll be like, oh, we got 40 eggs. And then you go to check, 5 years later, oh, we actually only had 36. Well, you said we had 40. Oh no, it was 36. Like, okay, were they really always 36, or did you just take 4? But like it's just like, well, they're just cells. But they do that. They do that. Um so so yeah, it kind of got to be where I just know in my heart, I know I'm not going to have a baby to have a baby. I'm not going to have a baby because, the calendar says a certain day and the clock's ticking and, oh, I have to have a baby by 40, or I have to have a baby by 45 or whatever. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. It wasn't written in the stars. I only want to have a baby with somebody that wants to have a baby with me. And we deliberately like really want to bring this life into the world together. I don't want to have any accidents. I don't want to, if an accident happens, I'm going to welcome it and like, of course, but, yeah, I'm not about to like try to have a baby with somebody that's lukewarm, or maybe will be there, maybe won't be there, because it's just so hard for a child. And I don't want to put that onto a kid if I don't have to, because I know what it's like. And I don't know, maybe that's the perfectionist in me, but like if I have a kid, it's gonna be like super being kid. Like if I have a pregnancy, I'm not getting ultrasounds. I'm not really probably gonna go to get monitored or checked at all. But hopefully that answered your question, Lisa Rose. Lisa Rose, I watched Taryn's, and of course, but there is this, Taryn Lucid Living TV. She now makes music, and I went through the trending videos yesterday, and there's this song on there. I don't know the name, but it's very sexy. And the video starts off, she's like in her pink lingerie, silk robe, and her hair is all done. She's got like the fluffy, poofy high heel slippers, and she has like a big plate of fried chicken, and she's making it for her man. And the music is really sultry and slow, and she's like, "I'm gonna do you so good," and I'm like, "This is what Taryn thinks she sounds like. Like this is the mute. Like she thinks she sounds like this sexy woman trending, giving her man fried chicken. She thinks she sounds like it, but her music sounds like AI music. Like it's discordant. Like it actually gives me feelings of nausea when I listen to Taryn's music because she doesn't understand music theory. She doesn't understand like basic beats. So if you have like music that's not synchronous to your heartbeat and to like natural body, like you can make somebody barf from music. You can make, it's called a brown note. You can make somebody shit their pants from hitting a bass note a certain way. It's called the brown note. You vibrate the body. So, but like if you put like beats that hit each other, it's called like a cacophony of sounds. Like it creates disease in your body. Like you gotta fix that shit in your music. You're gonna give people seizures or something. But yeah, I was watching that video trending. I was like, Tara needs to watch this. Like I think she thinks she sounds like this is her goal. But this, like, I can see what she's trying to get. Hi, Papa. Oh, Papa Nea Shelley. Are you single? No, I'm with Dimitri. He is my van life guy. I have a funny story, but about yesterday. But I don't know. Should I make another video about it? Excuse me. Excuse me. Maybe I can clip it. Oh, is there a guest? I'm streaming from Dimitri's phone, so it's used to his big fat fingers and not my little fingers. Okay, Andre's trying to join. I'm trying to click on him. Wait. Oh. Ah.
How you doing? Can you hear me? Am I loud and clear?
Hello.
Hi, how you doing? How you doing?
How's it going?
It's going fine. Just want to give a shout out to my friend Panfuz in the chat. He said, look up a good song called Dancing Israelis. Israelis can dance really well. It's a really good song right there. They are dancing really nice to a certain event that was happening about 23 years ago. Yeah, it was really good. Dancing Israelis. So if you're interested in that, it's a really good song to look up. But how you doing? Good to be on the show.
Good. Yeah, good to have you. Thanks for joining.
All right.
Do you normally watch my channel?
No, I've been just zooming through. I was looking for shows that had open panels. I like to come on, talk to people. It's early. It's 11 o'clock. I just woke up. I decided, let me hop on and just, talk to random people.
Nice. So are
Yeah.
you on the East Coast then?
Oh yeah, I'm East Coast. Yeah.
Nice. Dancing Israelis, is that, what kind of music is it?
Oh, it's just, these Israelis are dancing. It's Jewish music. They're dancing, celebrating a certain event, celebrating America's involvement in a certain event. It's great. It's good to see, the Jewish community getting out there. They've been through so much. It's good to see them, just celebrating and doing as much as they can to, support the United States. It's a beautiful event.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. So do you have a YouTube channel too?
Oh, yes, I do. It's called New Frontier USA.
Awesome. Yeah. What kind of stuff do you talk about?
Oh, it's mainly political. We're an organization that's aimed at changing the current dynamic in the country, providing a viable alternative to the current system in the nation. We're neither Republican or Democrat, but yeah, we have a wonderful show. We talk about a whole range of different topics. Discussing everything that's going on in the nation, worldwide, everything. It's really fun. It's an enjoyable show. We don't mind anyone coming on. So, we love when people come on and, have a conversation, just as I'm doing here.
Cool. So do you think that we can change the system through the voting system, like how it is, or do we have to like get rid of the whole system and start from scratch?
So it's a yes and no answer from me. You have to start with working ground up, working the local areas, getting in these communities and getting people out there, organize them and working together. I don't believe there's going to be, well, we get one guy in, it's going to change. That those days are gone. Those days are long gone. It starts with a strong collective, a strong people. United, we are stronger. You're not going to win with one guy getting in anymore. You have to get 10 or 20 people that are going to run at the same time and win.
Yeah.
That's how you really change the system. Ultimately, I'm not for the two-party system. I believe in the strong state. I believe in the strong people. I believe that we have to have both. You can't have one over the other. If you have a strong state and a weak people, then you have a very totalitarian and oppressive government. If you have a strong people and a weak government, well, you have mob rule. You can't have both. You have to have one or the other. It has to be a balance. And that's what we believe at New Frontier. And we're aiming towards that in every way.
Yeah. It's so hard now, though. Like, I agree with you. Like, it has to start local. Like, local is where you're going to have the influence. But it's like
Yeah.
the beauty of our republic is that we have like the representation at the national level. But now it's like we're so separated from our representation at the national level. It's like we don't even know if those people are real people. We don't even like, it could be all AI. It could all be like, we just elect an actor and then, we're just fed the little news reports from the media about what's really going on. So,
Well, it's because the
it's
whole
like
system,
there's no accountability.
yeah.
You know.
The whole system, they work hand in hand. That's the thing. This illusion of choice that you have, oh, Democrat, Republican. If I vote Republican this year, it'll get better. If, oh, Democrats did this. This is you have this illusion of I can go and vote and things will change. That's gone. It was great. When our parents and grandparents were going through it, like, oh yeah, I'll just vote in Ronald Reagan this year. Or we'll get Bill Clinton and things will change. Those days are gone. You're not getting that. They don't hide it anymore. They show it. They show it that really the entire system doesn't work. They get along when they want to. They get along when money needs to be made. They don't get along when it comes to bettering the lives of children in the country or families, working class people. They don't care about that. They care about it when it's convenient. And when it's convenient, well, it's an election year. That's when they're more favorable of doing things. So yeah.
Yeah, it's all an in crowd up there. Like, you think that you have people that are rooting for the poor people in office, but once they get there, they're buddies with everybody, and they're just going to try to stay in that position as long as possible.
Yeah.
And they stay in that position by making buddies with all the lobbyists and the other Congress people.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like it's almost like how they've programmed us already. We need this great reset. Oh, I said it. But it's like the whole central system has to go down so that we go back to the tribal kind of clans, local governments, and then I guess we'll have some kind of warlord come through and try to group together tribes, and I don't know, like
it's not even that,
Genghis Khan situation.
I mean, humans, we all fall into tribes. I mean, every group, we all have certain groups. I'm black. You're white. I assume those are groups that we're a part of. That's our identity. And when we reject that identity and say, oh, that doesn't exist, or oh, we're just all one, we're not. There's unique things about each race, each people. And we have to respect it and look at that and go forward with that. When we start trying to mix everyone together and put everyone in the same spot thinking that it's going to work, it doesn't work like that. You can't let's put in a religious aspect. You can't put in Christians, Muslims, Jews and Buddhists in the same room and expect the government's going to form from this. No, they're all going to hate each other. You can do tribalism, without a collapse. You can have we all fall into a tribe at the end of the day. Blacks hang with blacks, whites hang with whites. It just has to be a freedom of association. It just can't be a forced integration or even forced segregation. You can't have both. You have to have a freedom to associate who you want to associate with. That's what we advocate for.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of agree with you there, but like I don't really agree so much with like I feel like, say you have a community in Oakland, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a mixture of black people and white people and Mexican people. I think those people are going to come to better agreement than, say, if I had black people from Oakland, black people from DC, and black people from New York together.
Mm-hmm.
I think they would have more disagreements because they're from different areas than just the people from Oakland trying to make decisions together. Even though they might be from different races, they're all from the same regional area. So they're going to
Mm-hmm.
have like common, um, problems. They're going to have common goals. But like, say, if you just like grouped, only the black people are going to agree with the black people. So you hit the black people from Oakland, New York, DC, and then like the Mexican people from Oakland, Florida, and Texas. Like, I think those people are going to have more disagreements amongst each other because they're from, different areas.
I mean, the thing is that when you look at that, I see I get where you're coming from on that. But the thing is that racial groups are going to align no matter where they are. If I'm black, I'm going to agree with someone that's black, and I don't necessarily. I'm considered not black given the way I talk and what I talk about. But you know, I'm be more aligned with someone no matter where they are in the country. It doesn't matter well, I'm from New York, and well, I'm from Cleveland, so we disagree a little bit. They're still going to agree on certain issues. They may disagree on what needs to be done in their city or in their neighborhood, but when it comes to national issues, which is very important, or regional issues, it's going to be well, we black, y'all, let's go vote together. I mean, look at Obama. People voted for Obama just simply because he was black, not because he had good policies or good ideas, or he was a good politician, but just simply because he was a black man and the first black man to get in office. And that's the only thing that they really wanted, not because this was a leader that we needed for the country. And I didn't support him either way, 2008 or 2012. Wasn't really a big fan of him. I was more a big fan of John McCain, which I regret, and Mitt Romney, which I regret, than Obama.
I loved Obama. I
Mhm.
voted for Obama. I was Obama all the way. Woo! I even
Okay.
voted for Hillary.
Oh, wow.
But it was weird because I was in California and they were
Yeah.
literally called the election before I voted. That's how
Hmm.
much my vote counted. They
Oh,
called the
wow.
election that Trump won before
Yeah.
I even went to go vote because I
Wow.
was working. It was like 6 o'clock Pacific time, in
Hmm.
California. It was like, that's how much my vote counts. They've already called the winner and I haven't even cast my vote.
I want to highlight what Jake said. Jake said Obama isn't even black. I mean, that's a fair point. Same thing with Kamala. She's not black, but they say that she's the first black vice president and all this other crap. They play these games and they use these race cards to divide. Because I view America as this. We can add Hispanics, we can add Native Americans, of course, but I view America historically as a black and white nation. All right, we've existed in this country for such a long time that if we sit back and continue to play this divide and conquer game of oh, the race happened and this happened, we see it every time there's an election year. Some black kid gets shot, and then we have black people coming out to vote, and then they're putting white people down. How are we going to have a country? How are we going to function as a nation if every time somebody gets shot, we have to highlight it and make it into this serious issue about how America was, this and it's racist, and then we tell them it's racist and bigoted, but then we're bringing in millions of people from the third world into the country. This doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, talking about race.
Yeah, what's up, man? How
So,
you doing?
Hello.
hi, how are
Hi.
you? Um, I mean, I feel what you're saying, my guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unfortunately, and we see what you were saying about groups of black people from different cities not getting along, we see like racial groups, they tend to segregate themselves. Like the New York Times just released, I think it was the New York Times, just released a study that big cities are the most segregated places on earth.
Yeah, they are. Yeah.
You got the large population, but they self-segregate. So I don't know about that, because you have an influx of people who come in of different races, and they just like they self-segregate. They don't get along. Like you got and the problem in American politics is you have people who don't want to hurt anybody's feelings and just get along to get along, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's kind of an issue, because when you don't want to stand up and say anything to hurt anybody's feelings, sometimes the truth hurts.
Yeah. Truth does hurt. Yeah. 100%. Good guy coming on. I don't know who you are, but if you can check out New Frontier, we have a wonderful channel. It's good to see you on here. Hopefully you can become one of our normal guests. It's good to have you on, man. It's good to hear from you. Muslim guy. I don't know who this guy is, but yeah, that's a fair point. Thank you for, coming on and highlighting that. Appreciate it, man.
Sorry, guys. I'm having a hard time hearing.
Oh, it's okay. It's okay. We're just, did you hear anything that this, what's his name? Muslim guy?
What did he say?
If you want to go ahead and say it again, Muslim guy. I think he was pretty much backing up my point.
Well, I noticed you had said that, a group of black people from Baltimore, DC, and Oakland would disagree and not get along because they're from different cities. But the evidence that we have does not support that. In fact, the opposite is true. Racial groups tend to get together and then self-segregate. The New York Times released a study about New York saying that the city is the most segregated city in the world because of the sheer amount of groups that are within it. People tend to segregate racially, by religion, and by culture.
I'm reading what Tiny Chud's saying in the chat. Tiny Chud, why don't you come up here and have a conversation, buddy, instead of talking in the chat? He's just mad. Stay down there, Tiny Chud, tiny penis fucker.
I feel like it is getting more segregated, but I am kind of a outlier. I don't know, because I grew up in the Bay Area, and it was like really multicultural. Like a lot of times I was the minority in most places that I grew up in, and the schools I went to, like
doesn't
even
affect women. No offense.
Yeah.
Racism typically doesn't affect women of either race. Most victims of racial-based crime are men. Actually, most victims of crime are men in general, regardless of race.
That's BS. How many Native American women are raped and murdered by non-Native people?
Is it in the 1800s? Because now I would say
no, like in Canada.
In Canada, almost all of that shit about Native Americans has been proven false. Like, come on now. If you're talking about the 1800s, sure, yeah, the 100th Cavalry, yeah, they were dicks. They abused Native women. But as somebody who grew up in Oklahoma around Native American tribes, I don't think there's a lot of non-Native rape going on. I think a lot of that rape is coming from drunk uncles on the casino floor. At least that's what I was told by the Cherokee girl I dated.
I don't know. I think everybody has their own personal stories, and then it's clouded by what we are shown in the media.
Well, I mean, what are they showing us in the media? Because in the media, they're not showing. It's like really lopsided. Like, what are they showing us exactly? It's like when people say they're dividing us. How are they dividing us? They're dividing us via our natural differences.
No, there's constant police brutality videos that are being shown all the time that is trying to separate off of racial lines. Like constantly.
Like I said, they use that to get people out to vote. They use that to have, blacks chimp out and act out to come out and vote. And then they use, I would say, rich white folk to feel like, oh, look, we have to go and do something. And they donate their money to these groups just simply so they can get another vote and continue to be in office. That's it. And then
bleeding heart liberals.
Yeah, bleeding heart liberals. But working class people still suffer. Working class people still, suffer every day.
There is no greater creation of racism than telling a poor white man that he's evil because he's white and black people are oppressed when he's struggling to pay bills and having debt and not able to take care of himself.
Black people are oppressed, but we had the White House. We got people in the Senate. You know, we were running cities and counties miserably. Yeah, we're oppressed. You know, that's oppression right there.
Well, it's like for instance, when a criminal gets put down, and I don't know a polite way to say it, so excuse me for not being cushiony about how I say it.
Yeah.
When somebody who has kidnapped someone or abused people for years gets put down, and it happens to be a white man, these people, like, they donate millions and millions and millions of dollars, give them a state fucking funeral, and then get ass mad when the white guy's able to have somebody who funds his defense. But when it's black on black crime, there's absolutely fucking negative media coverage on it.
Or even white crime that goes on in poor white neighborhoods. You don't really talk about. No one talks about that at all. No one.
Most of the crime you see is all fake. It's all fake. John Wayne Gacy, Ted Bundy. They're all actors. They're all fakers, and they're all propagandists, so that you are trained to be scared of your neighbor, so that you're trained that you need to be always on guard, that, you know, they're all like, you know, mind games to make to mold the common person to be a certain way.
I agree with you, except for a little bit. Like, I believe that these crimes actually happened.
Yeah.
But the thing is, the way, well, I mean, people like you can't ask me how many women are brutally raped by, like, how many Native women are brutally raped, and then say people like John Wayne Gacy and Ted Bundy didn't exist. Like, they existed and they did horrible fucking things. But
no, the ones that you know about are fake, and then there's a whole bunch that you don't know about that are real.
Well, 40 years later, they're still pushing it on people like these people are still alive doing it, and that's where I agree with you.
Yeah,
like they're sitting here making YouTube videos, making
Netflix series and shorts,
conspiracy theories, Netflix documentaries. Yeah, I agree with you on that aspect. But those people existed, and they were very evil, and then they deserved the punishment they finally got.
Most of the killers and stuff, they're people of power. They're like cops. They're like the Golden State Killer in California for years that never was caught until recently. He was a cop, a CHP, going up and down and pulling over women and raping and killing them, throwing their bodies.
I want to highlight something that one of your viewers, Stormy, said. Natives are being abused right now. Yeah, you know, it's us. We're being abused right now. The natives are people that were born in this country. That's the natives. I get it. Yeah, Native Americans, but we've been here for so long that, you know, we're the natives. So it's not like we just came off the boat and we hopped over here. No, you know, my family's been here since the 1740s. I'm sure Muslim guys' families have been here for a long time. I'm sure your family's been here for a long time. Yeah. There's, you know,
and I didn't mean to cause any offense to anybody. I'm just using terms to describe groups of people that we commonly use. I do understand there are
don't apologize.
People that are more native or been here you know. But I'm talking about Native American or American Indians or Canadian indigenous people.
Tiny Chet.
It's hard to describe.
I want to highlight what Tiny Chet said. You know, if you've been here for multiple generations, I mean, yeah, you're a native, my friend. If you've been here for like one generation, well, I don't know. You know, you're not a native.
The definition of native is someone who's born somewhere. So even if it's just one generation, if you're born there, you become native to the land, to the area.
I'm extreme with the term, but yeah, he's right. Yeah, Muslim guy is right. I believe it's got to be multiple generations. You got to be here.
Well, then you're talking about like a metaphysical ideology or belief.
Yeah.
But no, I want to tell you, like, don't apologize, man. Like, offense is always taken, never given. It's something that's stolen. You know, people look for reasons to be offended and reasons to bitch. So don't apologize and just say, like, try to use your words as appropriately as possible. That's why I would rather be blunt and a dick than misspeak. And unfortunately, occasionally I misspeak. So
I like Tiny.
I think there's a big cloning program, and they use these like mass immigrations to introduce the new populations of clones. Like right now, there's all of these illegal the alien invasion. The illegal aliens are coming across the border right now, and it's an easy way to infuse a whole mass of new genetics into the population with no questions asked. Like, we don't know where these people come from. I don't know. They said, well, this guy says
if
he's
you
from
don't,
Venezuela. This guy says
if you
he's from
don't have
Colombia.
eugenics,
I
you
don't
have
know.
dysgenics. Like a
What?
lot of people think eugenics is a dirty word, but it's
Yeah.
it's natural evolution. If you don't have eugenics, you have dysgenics.
Yeah.
That's why people are getting stupider. That's why
How
stupid
is
shit
eugenics
keeps happening.
natural?
Yeah, eugenics is natural.
It is natural.
You mean like hurting other people is natural?
No, that's
Well,
not.
I mean, if you want to go that extreme, you could say
No.
conflict is natural, but that's not what I meant.
No, but eugenics implies a deliberate extermination of one population over another.
That is absolutely not the definition.
That's not. Yeah, that's not eugenics right there. That's not eugenics.
Eugenics is not just selective breeding.
Do people
It's not
hurt
just
the
selective
animals?
breeding.
Yes, that is literally eugenics. Selective breeding is literally eugenics.
Yeah.
It's not just that. It's more than that, though.
That's the propaganda that's been told by people, that eugenics is, it's extermination of mass amounts of people. Look what the Nazis did. That's not eugenics.
Well, it's funny, Andre. Talk about people wanting to divide us by destroying eugenics and creating fucking massive amounts of stupid people. That divides us.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Dysgenics is a divisive thing.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, keeping the population stupid and dumb. I mean, we literally, like, the movie Idiocracy is like becoming a documentary.
We're
right
living
it. Yeah, like the recliner toilets. Like, come on.
But there's a link between genetics and intelligence.
Yes, but there's but then that only takes you so far. Then you have to have the right environment. You could have a perfectly genetically genius, but then you put them in a room with no stimulation, they'll be retarded.
Well, so. I've had this art. No, they won't be retarded. They won't be retarded. They'll have high problem solving and pattern solving abilities. Retarded people don't have that. Exactly. The issue is education.
Mm-hmm. But how do you know that? How many babies, how many genetic genius babies did they have to experiment on and put into blank rooms with no stimulation to see if they turn out retarded or not?
Well, they've done these studies and it's been proven that they don't.
Yeah.
And you
so how is that like just selective breeding?
Putting a baby in a blank room is not the same thing as torturing a man or a woman. It's taking a baby, putting it in a room or putting it in front of a mirror and being like, okay, how long does it take the baby to react to stimulation? That's what they do. Mm-hmm. It's not.
No, I'm talking about putting a baby with no,
you can even take it this route.
Mother, no father.
Deciding what partner you're going to be with based on, looking at their family history. Like, okay, what diseases are you prone to? Like someone like me, I have sickle cell trait. I can't get with someone that has a trait too, or has a disease. That's not going to be good.
I'm on my phone. I'm gonna switch to my computer. I'll be right back.
Go ahead. So, I mean, he has a valid point right there. I mean, there's nothing wrong with eugenics. You're going to pick exactly who you want to have children with, because the effect that it has on the children, that's important. When you have people just, we're just going to mix and do whatever the fuck we want. When you start getting people with so many different health problems and so many different mental issues that affect these children and affect the generation going forward. And there's been studies done on it. There's been a lot of research.
But a lot of the genetic diseases that were sold that are genetic aren't really genetic. They're given to the children when they're babies.
Which one?
Through medical interventions.
Which one?
And then we're told, oh, it's a rare genetic condition.
I mean,
so
like,
are you?
I get what you mean there. There's some validity to that claim. That pharmaceutical companies may want to say that this is a disease so they can promote a certain drug that they can profit off of and make it very limited or regulate as much as they can so they can sell it. Yeah, I get that, but it's still, when we're talking about eugenics is it's necessary. Demographics is destiny. You have to. That's what it is. You have to look
Andre,
yeah.
So are you saying if you met? I mean, I'm sorry. I'm assuming you're heterosexual, but if you met a partner that later you really liked and you fell in love with, and then you found out they had sickle cell trait, would that like be a total deal breaker for you, and you'd end the relationship?
Yeah, because I care about the future of my children. If I want to have children, I care about. If I didn't want to have children, I wouldn't give a fuck. I was just like, oh,
But
fuck it. I just want
hasn't
to stop.
science, couldn't you still have a baby without the sickle cell trait? It's only a 50% chance.
There's 50% chance I'm not willing to take. I'd rather take no 50%. I'd rather take the 100 of no rather than the 50. I don't want to take the 50-50. I don't want to sit
But
there.
what if you're trading like a lukewarm marriage for like you could have had the best marriage partner, you guys like lift each other up, maybe you could have adopted kids together, or maybe science turns it in a way where like sickle cell trait's no longer a problem for people anymore, like
that comes
you
to
can have a
pass.
baby where we make it that's deleted, or
If that comes to pass, then okay. But I'm focused on the children. The children are more important than the happiness. Once I come set like I want to have children, that's the main focus. You have that's the purpose of every man. The one
so
the
does
wonderful thing
that
about women.
eliminate black women for you?
No, it doesn't. No, I'm not a big miscegenation guy. I'm more of if you're gonna stick to your own people, stick to your own race. I don't mind that. I don't date white women. I'm not into white women. I'm not into that. I talk with white women, but I won't go out and mix them. I don't do Hispanic women. I don't do any of that. I am someone that believes in you have to stick within your tribe, so to speak. And people say that's racist or that's bigoted or that's wrong. I don't think so. I think that's something that a lot of people are for, and even black people, they talk about a lot. I grew up with that. My grandfather told me, don't you bring home any white women. You can go and do what you want, but don't you bring home any white women. And I stuck to that for a long time.
What if this is all programming? Like, what if it's all pigeonholing you so that you never find anybody? So, like, they're telling you can't have this person, you can't have that person, you can't have this. You can only select from this small little pool of women. So you have this mindset that I can only have a woman that checks this box, this box, this box. So you'll never, the only woman that checks all those boxes you think is a raging bitch. Mm-hmm. Like, maybe you're pigeonholing yourself so that you'll never procreate. Like, what if it's a programming so that you are a self-fulfilling prophecy that you'll never find that person, so you'll never procreate?
It's not that way. When you get mixed race children, they have a plethora of different problems. There's some who are very healthy. That's the outlier. There are some who are very healthy, but there are a lot of them that have mental issues, that have these different deficiencies. So many different deficiencies that we see on so many levels. And yes, there's always going to be outliers. There's always going to be variables in the entire equation. But the truth is that when you start mixing the races together, you don't get
I haven't heard that at all. I think people from different genetic backgrounds usually have stronger, healthier immune systems.
People are from, when we talk about, I don't want to even say pure, but we look at people who stay within like if you look at people from Germany or from Italy or from France, from these European backgrounds, and where they've maintained their genetic, they mix with people around, well, they partner with people that are from, say, that group. They aren't stronger, all right, because of just the genetics.
That's how you get the sickle cell trait. You get concentrations of genetic deficiencies.
Yeah. No, that's fundamentally incorrect. The way you strengthen genes is through repetitive reproduction.
See, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
And the thing is, when you introduce a new organism into the gene pool, that's how you create deficiencies.
Yeah.
And the thing is, yes, because mixed people can't even get bone marrow from their parents.
Exactly.
I mean, Aphrodite. Hey.
No, that's what they're doing right now in this petri dish. That's why there is a push for multiracial couples. They want people to cross.
Look at Germany as example. Look at Europe. That's the whole thing.
It is a eugenics program, and you get stronger genetics from putting two unlikes and making a like.
That is fundamentally false.
Scientifically,
that's not. No, that's if you stay in the same genetic group, that's called inbreeding, and you get like Tay-Sachs disease, you get neural tube deformities, you get sickle cell trait,
you get two people that are related or two organisms that are related.
Huh?
And when inbreeding is when you breed two organisms that are born from the same generation that are related.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
So,
if you stay in the same group for a certain many generations, you have to inbreed because there is no more.
No, you don't inbreed. If you fuck your fourth cousin, that's not inbreeding. I hate to tell you.
Aphrodite.
Yes, it
Aphrodite.
is.
Let me just warn you, Aphrodite, that Andre is a political operative.
I'm a political operative. How?
He's a political operative. He's one of these debate people, these Discord debate people.
I don't fuck with Discord. So
And
no.
the reason why
I'm not a Discord
Andre
guy.
and Muslim guy are agreeing on everything is because they know each other off of stream, and they're pretending like they don't know each other.
Oh, I
And they're
said
just
I know him.
basically
You know?
hijacking the
I'm
stream.
not pretending not to know anybody. I don't give a fuck.
So
I'm just here to talk, my guy.
We're
It's
just here
really
to talk.
like low level trolling. Like these guys
What
are
is-
trying to troll you.
How is it trolling?
Nobody's
We're not
trolling.
porn.
We're
We're
having a
not porn
conversation.
bombing this
they're like
this lady.
Discord friends.
You're just
No,
mad.
I welcome. Yeah, I mean, this is an open panel, so everybody's welcome. We're just talking.
See, it's people like
but
this.
thank
They don't
you
want to.
for letting me know. I mean, Andre, do you have ulterior motives
these
here?
guys are like, this guy has a political channel and he's hijacking your show and he's trying to.
We're not hijacking.
He's trying to.
We just
want to
talk
his
to people,
own,
my guy.
his own thing.
She's more than welcome. She's more than welcome to come and promote
just
herself.
Be upfront about what you are.
opened.
Why are you lying? Like
lying
about what?
So
I came in and said exactly who we are. Hold on. Excuse me. I came on.
Please like, share, subscribe to Aphrodite Rose Starfire. Thank you.
I came on and said exactly who we are, where we're from, what we're promoting.
No.
Yes, I did.
You are
No.
disingenuous.
No, I was not disingenuous.
You are a lying,
sit your fat ass
black
down.
man. You look like Ollie Alexander.
Oh, I do?
You look and sound like Ollie Alexander.
I do? Well, yeah. Stop this steal, everyone. Stop this steal.
Yeah.
Where's the children at? Where's the children?
Yeah.
Bring the children.
Exactly. Where's the children? That mustache. Is that an homage to?
Are you gonna do racially based ad hominem? Is that what it's
oh my
about?
god, ad hominems! I'm a debate bro. I like to go.
No, we called it shit, Chad. No, we called it. I just want to know because I want to be able to call you a fucking retard. I want to be able to say some vile shit to you. If that's what you're gonna do, let's do it. Let's fucking rock and roll, baby. But I don't want to make. I don't want to make this shit on. I don't want to do this shit on her channel. I don't want to. Let's go to your channel and do this shit. I don't want to do this on her channel.
No.
Because I was here to talk to the lady.
I don't associate with low IQ
Yeah, whatever.
Low IQ, 60 IQ. You get 500 views on your videos,
I have 112 last time I was checked.
You will never be as popular as Ollie Alexander. How does that make you feel?
Get off polls.
Oh man, it destroys me. My heart is broken.
Is it happening for the 1000th time?
Are you gonna chimp out, bro? Are you gonna chimp out?
I don't chimp out.
I mean, I can.
Oh yeah, I bet you do chimp out, bro. Let's look at your record, man. How many times you been in jail, buddy?
I'm in the military, so I haven't been in jail now.
Oh, yeah,
I think only low IQ people bring up IQ because IQ is an archaic way of measuring intelligence that only people that don't know anything about it use it.
You're partially right, Aphrodite. It's not,
actually I am right.
It's not a measurement of intelligence.
Now they're trying to be
it's not a measurement anymore at all. It's only stupid online.
It was never a measurement of intelligence. It was a measurement of problem solving.
Exactly. Yeah.
And pattern recognition.
Yeah.
And like
it's a measure of how well you can be MK Ultra.
No felonies there, buddy.
Andre, do you believe in MK Ultra mind control?
Yeah, it's a proven fact. It's a proven fact.
Yeah.
CIA basically admitted to it.
Yeah.
So you think it stopped?
Yeah.
Hey, Starfire, do you want to come on a conspiracy channel or a conspiracy?
Sure.
Yeah, they know each other. I told you. Why would they lie to you?
He literally said he knew me.
You can't even just say that we're friends.
Jonah Hill, can you please go make another movie or something? Because you're bothering us. So we don't have time for this.
This is not me.
Find Joe Rogan.
You run a political
That's PPE. We all know who PPE is, but we guarantee
I have
you
a
look the same.
conspiracy theory. Who's that guy? Is it Sean Rogan? Who's Jonah Hill's friend that makes all of the
Joe Rogan.
funny lead movies?
Seth
Rogen. Seth Rogen is Steven Spielberg's son.
Yeah, disgusting. Steven Spielberg. I can't stand Steven Spielberg.
Look at the pictures, and that's why he's so demented.
Well, the thing is, they're similar in a way, but I don't. If they're not, related, they're related in some way.
No, it's his son.
From a certain tribe. We'll say that. They're from the same riverbed. We'll say that the same creek red. All right. But yeah, we're talking about
Yeah, not nice
genetics and all that.
anti-Semitism there, buddy. Why don't you just say Jews?
All right, let's just say Jews. I
There you
say
go. Yeah,
Jews.
why
There
are
we
you
go.
dancing around the issue there, bud?
I mean, I don't want to sit here and do it on her channel. This is her channel, buddy. I mean, this isn't
Oh yeah. Well,
poll,
you
all
don't
right?
do it on your channel either. Believe me, I saw. I'm one of the 600 people that watched your last video.
Okay, great. Then why are you coming up here fucking with us, guy?
Because I am a fan of Aphrodite. I was watching you, and you guys invaded her channel. That's why you are hijacking her channel, lying to her, not telling her who you really are, and
We
you
said
should
exactly who we are.
be truthful. How about that?
We said
I know
exactly.
Muslim guy's not going to be truthful. He's Muslim, but
We said exactly who we are when we came. I did 100%. The Muslim guy, yeah. We said exactly who we are. I don't understand the
No.
problem. If you're a viewer of our stuff,
no, you
then
said
why are
I
you
don't
over
know
here
this guy. Don't lie. Why are
pissing?
you lying to me right now? Why are you lying to
It was
me
a
right
joke.
now?
It was a joke when I said I didn't know Muslim. It was a
So why are you
joke.
lying to me right now and saying you didn't say
Who
that?
the fuck are you? I mean, I didn't know you were an authority figure, and I
Wow. I
have
mean, this is why you have no following, is because you're so
nobody
disingenuous.
gives a fuck, guy.
You give a fuck. Obviously, you're coming here hijacking her show,
No
trying to
one's
promote your own
hijacking
worthless
anything.
channel.
Why are you simping so hard right now? I
I'm
come
not
on and I'm having a
simping. What are you talking about
conversation.
simping? Look at
I'm
you.
having a
You're
conversation.
putting Aphrodite down by calling me a simp.
I'm putting you down, all right?
I
Because
don't
you're
think so,
simping.
buddy. I don't
Yeah.
think so.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah,
I don't
buddy. Yeah.
think so. Okay, this isn't
Oh,
your little
yeah.
debate team.
Oh,
Okay.
yeah. Debate team. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
I'm on Discord
Yeah.
debating
This isn't
little
your
girls.
refrigerator. You can't have what you
I'm
want.
gonna be the next Tucker
I'm mad
Carlson,
that we
Nick
couldn't
Fuentes.
have
I'm gonna be the
cheeseburgers
next
tonight.
Nick
I wanted
Fuentes.
hot pockets.
I'm
I
gonna
wanted
have
to
a
watch
following,
my
a boy
Martha
following
Stewart
like Nick
special.
Fuentes.
And now they came on and hijacked it. We can't watch Top Chef now. Yeah, go sit down somewhere, fat.
I love Top Chef.
I love Top
They only
Chef.
put Last Chance Kitchen though on YouTube.
Listen, me and Muslim guy, we're up here to have a conversation. When we don't mind networking.
I think you're up here to be a lying duo. Lying to Aphrodite. Why are you lying to Aphrodite?
I just got back from lighting a cigarette. What the fuck is this guy on about?
I don't know what he's on about. I'm gonna drink some water while you cry. Just sit here and you cry more.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't have anything.
We're here because we can have a conversation. If she doesn't want to talk about what we're talking about, she's the host. She can change the conversation.
Yeah,
Exactly.
well,
And
how
the
about
fact-
you
hold on,
just be
even the
upfront
fact
about
that you're
your
up here-
intentions and just
Oh
say,
my
hey, I'm here to
God.
promote my channel.
Are you gonna cry harder, my boy?
What the fuck is the point?
Does this sound like crying to
nobody,
you?
nobody.
Does this sound like crying to you?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, it does.
It does. Man,
Yeah.
you guys, have you been outside? Have you ever touched grass?
concerned trolling?
I mean, I
Have
jump
you
out of airplanes
ever
for
in
a
your
living,
life
but yeah, I
touched
touch
grass? Have you been
Like,
off of
grass is
Discord
hard.
for longer than 5 minutes?
Who the fuck fucks with Discord?
I work in the trade. I work as a
Hajis and
welder.
fucking
so.
feds. Who hops on Discord? Is dog shit.
You are on Discord
I'm not on Discord
debating
at all.
little 5-year-olds. Like,
I'm not on Discord, my buddy.
That's
okay,
like projection
all right.
to me. You're the one that
Yeah,
keeps bringing
like-
Discord up, my guy.
He came in with the Discord shit.
My
then
guy.
and then he says
my
that
guy.
he's
I
one
was
of our
raised
viewers.
by
Friends,
YouTube,
my friend,
guy.
my pal,
Whatever.
stupid fucking
Oh,
bastard,
my
little
guy.
bitch. Like, which one do you want?
Oh, I watch iDubbbz, my guy.
Who
Oh,
watches?
I actually hate iDubbbz. I haven't
I
liked
have
iDubbbz for like 2
I have
years.
strong opinions about YouTubers. Oh, I'm cool. This is my personality. I hate
You're the
iDubbbz.
one who
Ugh.
brings it up, you stupid fuck.
Oh, my guy.
Fucking retard, man.
My guy.
The one that comes on streams where people are having conversations and accuses people of being subversive like it actually fucking matters. Like we're actually trying to conquer the world.
Hijacking. I'm
she won't
watching
sleep with you,
Aphrodite,
bro.
okay?
Someone get this
I'll
fat
sleep with
fuck a
you, bro.
hamburger so he calm down. Jesus Christ.
I'm not PPP, you retard.
PPP, please go talk to Ralph or something. We don't want to sit here.
You're like
you're like what? Like what the fuck are you gonna say?
Please IQ. You're like 40 IQ.
You're like
dude.
40 IQ. Like yeah, you just learned about race and demographics from going on poll for 5 minutes. Yeah, congratulations. All right, good. You read like one chapter. The bell curve. Yeah, great. Hasn't read it cover to cover. It doesn't know anything about race or demographics at all, but wants to sit here and say, "Oh, you're black, you're brown." So
Okay, sorry
I
guys.
disagree.
Hey guys. So I decided to take a break from that. I don't know what was going on there. I'm going to. My buttons are. I have a hard time pressing these buttons. So I apologize for my slowness. That was probably entertaining for a lot of people, but it kind of was off the topic of what I know it's an open panel, but it is my channel, and gotta bring it back. Bring it back to Aphrodite-esque. We don't have to talk about me, but it seemed like it was kind of an inside streamer debate that was happening there. But please call in back if you guys want to have a different discussion. Hi, Quantum Epic. But I would love to go on your guys' channel, and we could talk about that kind of topics, race-based stuff, and Zeus got mints and tatties. Literally no one is on Discord. Yeah, I'm not Discord. Discord is all in its name. It's discordant. Somebody want to call in and change the subject? Uh-oh. Oh yeah, cool. Share the stream. You guys can call back in. I just needed to kind of snap that up because you guys kind of were getting into a hole there. But I would love to come on your guys' debates. Let me know, and I will be happy to join your panel. You're welcome to come back. Big Drink Tea says people are so toxic. They need distilled water in their life. Yeah, distilled water is really good. Somebody call in. Oh, we got all kinds of fashions over here. All kinds of fashions. Tiny Chud. Tiny Chud, you are one angry little person. Zeus Scott, you gonna call in? Sherelle, you gonna call in? Oh. So I was gonna make a video about how Aphrodite's Achilles heel is hamburgers, and it was funny because Andre just brought up cheeseburgers, and I was like, oh, this is a segue to my story. Aphrodite's Achilles heel is hamburgers. Ooh, a guest. Who could it be? Who's knocking on my door? Oh, it's Muslim guy. Okay, Muslim guy, you're welcome back. Hello, Muslim guy.
All right, thanks for letting me come back. I'm gonna drop the link to our panel where we go live in the back chat, so you can subscribe. And next time we go live, you come on because we're planning on doing a conspiracy stream Tuesday. So if you wanna come on, you can. If you want to share it in your group chat, you can. I don't really care, but if you want to come on,
I just see the hello. I don't see the link.
I'm getting the link.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I'll be happy to share it. If you share mine, I'll share yours.
Well, that's the thing. Like, that's networking. That's how you grow your stream and you get people to watch and talk and have a dialogue. So I ain't trying to get back on that subject, but I have no idea what that guy was on about. I'm sorry about that.
Well, apparently you guys know each other.
Which one? Because I don't know the guy who was like up here like we're subversive on Discord.
Oh, but you
So,
know Andre?
yeah, I
Yeah.
believe. Didn't he say he know? Didn't he say he knew me? I believe he
No, the
did.
other guy said you and Andre know each other.
I don't know, but yeah, I don't know what he was on about. I mean, I don't really
Do
care.
you want to explain your thumbnail and title combination?
Oh, the New Frontier logo.
I don't know. Your the thing is Muslim guy, and then you have looks like
Oh,
a
oh, oh,
televangelist.
oh, because you know where that guy is from, right? The
No, I don't.
he did a very popular rap song in which he doesn't drop the hard er, he just says a, and
Oh,
everybody loved him. He was doing a Christian rap song, and everybody loved it, and it's just a funny profile pic.
oh, so you're being a provocateur
No,
with your double entendres.
everybody actually loved the song, and I used to study Islam, and I think the guy's
Why?
funny because Islam interests me.
Were you in the military?
No.
Did you read the Quran?
Yes, I used to have a very beautiful gold embroidered Quran that was given to me by the Muslim community, or by a Muslim community. I used to go to a mosque and study and pray with them, and
So what happened? Why do you not? Why are you not currently doing that?
um, I moved away from the area. I still study Islam. I'm a Christian and a Muslim and Islamic scholar. I
So what
study
did you
both.
do with your Quran? You said you used to have it.
My truck broke down, and some meth heads stole it, thinking it was worth money, thinking they could
Oh,
they could sell it because of the gold embroidering.
that's some pretty bad karma if you believe in that. Stealing a Quran and then reselling it.
It's funny because they weren't able to sell it, and it didn't get back to me. But and they tore. It's kind of shitty because they tore up my old school family Bible, that the really big fancy ones that have pictures or like have artwork next to the thing. So it was
Oh
really
wow.
shitty.
Well, that's good. It got back to you at least.
No, it didn't get back to me.
Oh,
The Quran mentioned, like, they tried to sell it. The person told me they sell it, and they just ripped it up and burned it when they couldn't sell it.
oh, yikes. Oh, so what? Where are you at now? What state?
Georgia. I'm
Oh,
originally from
cool.
Georgia, but I was living near a Muslim community when I was getting my CDLs.
There's a lot of Muslim people in Georgia. I have a fellow. We subscribe to each other's channel and we're YouTube friends. Her name is Telling Stewart, and she's a Muslim lady, and she's of mixed race, and she talks a lot about being half black, half white, and she is originally from Sacramento, California, and then moved with her family to Georgia, and she talks a lot about the differences between the cultures being mixed in California versus being mixed in Georgia. And she's really she can write Arabic with both hands at the same time. Like she's ambidextrous and
That
she'll write Arabic.
that's
Um,
awesome.
yeah, it's amazing. It's like she starts from the center and she'll write out from the center like a mirror with both hands, like they're mirror images of Arabic.
Bismillah
It's
rahim
like
alhamdulillah.
that's like some advanced anything that's ambidextrous, that any person that's ambidextrous on a task is it shows advanced brain connection activity. Like very advanced people can do ambidextrous stuff.
Yeah, it's a very high intellect that
Yeah.
requires you to do that. I mean, for me, like I stopped my study of Arab like a year of Arabic a year into it because I was no longer there and had no access. And like currently, I live like 100 miles from the nearest mosque. So like I'm smack dab in the middle of rural Georgia. So it's like almost 100 miles each way. So it's just wasn't tenable or economic for me to go there to finish learning Arabic or to get another Quran. I used to have a really beautiful prayer rug, but we had a natural disaster that destroyed it. It was very pretty. It was a gift from a Jamaican guy who was a convert to Islam around the same time I was.
So you're white.
Yes.
Did they were you accepted in the mosque when you were praying there?
Yes. Okay, so let me put it this way, right? Okay, Islam is a culturally Arabic supremacist religion, and I don't mean that in a bad way, right? Because if you convert to Islam, you're expected to learn Arabic and adopt Arabic culture, right? You
Right.
don't have to, but it's expected of you.
Right.
And you can be any race and be a Muslim. So
Right.
I mean,
Yeah.
I have a lot of agreement with Islam, even being born as a Christian, because I like I said, I love Islam, I love Christianity, I study both, enjoy both.
Do you ever watch reality TV?
No, I try to stay away from it. I feel like it's a brain drain.
Um, I watch this show called 90 Day Fiance, and then they have 90 Day Fiance the other way, where the Americans go to the whatever country their lover is in. And there's this new one where the girl's from LA and she's blonde, like really skinny. She's, really pretty. And her husband is in Egypt and he's like 10 years younger than her. And he's super, super strict, conservative, never's left Egypt, you know. And they met and like got married in a week while she was traveling in Egypt. And she just converted to Islam and she didn't really think about it. And so she moved to Egypt and he's like, you can't go outside without your sleeves all the way to your wrist. Like she can't wear jeans unless there's like a smock covering all the way down to her knees, kind of, because you can't have anything tight across her crotch, even like pants. He made her wear a burkini, like a full. It's like a scuba suit, but it can't be tight. So it's like a loose scuba suit with a hood. And he's like, basically, you could have not converted to Islam and I still would have married you and you could have kept all of your short sleeve shirts and everything. But because you converted to Islam, now you have to do it this way. And she's like, I didn't really know what I was buying into.
Yeah. It's a commitment when you convert to something. This is actually why I started studying Islam, because a lot of my questions in Christianity, I saw a lack of commitment and faith within the Christian communities that I was a part of, and I started studying Islam because I saw that, and I saw people who were actually believing in something. There's a lot of similarities between Christianity and Islam that people don't like to admit, and the problem with that situation you're saying is somebody was very ignorant of what they were getting into, and I guess they were lustful, or that person may have been rich and they wanted to reap the reward without the commitment.
Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty silly. I mean, it's like, what is it? You're supposed to pray however many times a day. You have to do this. You have to do that. You have to do this. And it's like, okay, you do that for 20 years every day. And then like the next, one day you fuck up and you don't pray is like that one day you fucked up. Are you doomed to hell? In the
No,
whole 20 years you were
no, absolutely
like,
not.
I know. So it's like, it's just to control you, and because you don't know right and wrong. So you have to be told through the church and you have to like have all your thoughts and attention focused on this one prayer, this one thing.
Well,
Like even
the thing is, like,
the words
religion.
going through your head are the same as everybody around you. It's like a bunch of like drones. Like
Yeah,
the
but
sound goes,
you gotta remember, you gotta remember.
and everybody's like, okay, no, 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 no.
Well,
Do
you got
your
to
prayer, do
remember,
your prayer. Think the same thoughts.
religion gave birth to science, because Christianity, and especially in Christianity and Islam, what we know as modern day science came from monks and scholars wanting to know God's creation around them and how it works, and that's what gave birth to modern science. The issue that people have, the issue that
I
I
was
have
around
with,
before religion. Kidding me?
well, I mean,
Alchemy,
religion funded it. Well, alchemy was more about greed and transmutation.
Muslim, like Islam is one of the newest religions.
Mm-hmm. And they gave birth to a shit ton of scientific achievement in their short run. So did Christianity.
Sure, but I think a lot of the Arabic scientific achievements were before it was Muslim. It was what before that.
No, No.
Yeah, like the Sumerians and Mesopotamia.
Well,
And
those aren't Arabs. Those were their own individual cultures. So I mean, like a lot of people get the cultural side of something because like the reason people do things is because one, it's convenient. Two, there's a lot of hidden nuance behind why they do things. Right. Um.
well, most religion is to control the womb, is to control the woman's
But
reproductive system,
well,
so that you control the wealth.
it's to control. Well, it's not to control the wealth. It's to
Yes, it is.
control. It's to control chaos.
No, control chaos. Just insert woman. Chaos is the woman. Order and chaos. Order is masculine. Chaos is feminine.
Well,
Order is the penis. Chaos is the vagina, the black hole, the succubus sucking you in.
Which society would you rather live in? A chaotic society or an orderly society?
I'd rather live in balance. I'm not going to live in some Masonic freaking two twin tower simulation crap where my vagina needs to be controlled by some dude who only reads out of a book that has an X amount of words, and he's never going to go outside of that book.
What about Christianity? What about Christianity? What about Christianity? Right? What is that? How does that control women?
That's all. It's all to control the woman. The Holy Trinity doesn't include a woman, Father, Son, Holy Ghost. No, the Holy Trinity is Mother, Father, Child. They cut out the woman. And you cut out. The Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity
is a metaphysical thing.
The portal.
It's not a physical being. It's a metaphysical thing. The Holy Trinity is a metaphysical thing. It's not a physical of this earth thing. It is of this earth thing. It's spoken in metaphor. Yeah, but I'm saying it's a metaphysical thing. It's not a physical thing.
It's the bridge. It's the bridge between the physical and the metaphysical.
No, it's the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity is a metaphysical thing. It's not something you can grasp and hold.
No, it's a lie.
It's all theory.
And that's the dove represents Aphrodite. They're like, oh, the dove is the Holy Spirit. No, the dove is Aphrodite. The dove represents love. You need the love between the man and the woman to create the dynamo, the star child, the Holy Trinity, which is the child. The man, the woman, and the dove, the Holy Spirit is love, Aphrodite. And then
I'm asking you about Islam and Christianity. What specifically is used to control women? What specific doctrine? What specific beliefs? Because in all honesty, it's a very in my experience, these things
the Immaculate Conception and the Virgin Birth. That's all to control women.
How?
To demonize women's sexuality, to demonize reproduction, to demonize the sexual act. That you're supposed to remain a virgin and have a child and not become the Babylonian Jezebel whore.
When the Bible and the Quran says that both men and women should not be sexual degenerates, is that to control women? Because it's to control.
Yes.
If for one, it's to control. Well, I mean, it's to control because they knew what STDs were back then. They just didn't have science to back them up. So that was to control STDs, spread of disease.
I'm not going to agree with what you're saying.
They had what they called.
You don't know what they had. You can't tell if somebody had STDs 6 centuries ago. Like
we can guesstimate.
Maybe they had like wigs for their pubic hair and stuff.
Scientifically, we can determine the disease when the diseases came about. And a large percentage of STD, the only new STDs that came about is about AIDS and monkeypox. So, like, those are really the only new ones that come out.
Those aren't. I don't think those are valid.
But I just want you to know because, like, there's nothing that women are told to do that men are also not told to do, unless it's specific.
Oh, women aren't told to cover up their bodies because men can't control themselves.
That was not taught by the Prophet Muhammad. That was a cultural thing that they embraced.
Okay, well, you want to pick apples and oranges. Like, oh, that's not in the Quran, but it's what everybody follows in the culture. Like, yeah, the Quran says everything. It's all contradictions, so that you can say, oh, it doesn't say this, but it says this.
I've read the Quran and the Bible. There's very little. There's no contradictions in it.
Well, isn't there the contradiction that Jesus is the Messiah? Like, Muslims don't believe that.
That's not a contradiction in the Quran, though. That's not even a contradiction in the Bible. That's two different people believing two different things. They believe that Christ was. They believe and also the Muslims believe in the immaculate birth, meaning the birth of the Virgin. They just don't believe that he was the Son of God, because in Islam there is no man being holy. Not even the Prophet Muhammad is like a holy being of God. Everybody is a man and beneath God, and they see Jesus.
Don't you believe the Prophet Abraham was holy though?
Well, there's a difference between being a holy man and being of God. They're trying to say that these people are trying to make the claim that they're equal to God, or they are from direct descendants of God, and that is what Islam doesn't believe.
Well, I am, and I think you just gave proof that there genetically are women of a certain genetic stock that can immaculately conceive, and I don't necessarily think it's immaculate conception more as a reservoir of like the Akashic record, and I think it's I think the term virgin has been manipulated. I think virgin used to mean never been pregnant. I don't think virgin used to mean never had sex. I think virgin used to be never had.
They knew what a hymen was, and they dictated that is what the virginity was. So, I mean,
how do you inspect a hymen without penetration? See, that's the whole contradiction. Oh, I'm gonna check you, but this isn't sexual.
Well, typically, the people who checked women weren't men. So unless it was a bunch of
how is that not control of the woman? Like, how is that not control when you have somebody penetrating your body to check you?
Well, they didn't often do that unless there was a issue in which.
How would you know? You're not a woman. You weren't in behind closed doors. You don't know jack shit about who did what centuries ago or who's doing what right now. They keep it so separated. It's called like compartmentalization. They do it in the Ford industry. They do it at Tesla. They do it at NASA. You don't know what your neighbor next door is doing. You just know the project you're working on. It's
well, the cultural practices were written down, and unless you're wanting to tell me that I can't believe the women. So
it is written down that women are supposed to cover their bodies, because you said that was only a cultural practice that's not written.
And I just said the cultural practices were written down.
So the cultural practice is written down?
Yes. Cultures typically write things down to preserve their culture. Those who
it is written down that women need to cover their bodies to prevent men
but it's not in the Quran. There's a difference between a cultural practice and cultural tradition.
You're just jumping around trying to make, like, I don't even know what you're trying to say. Like,
I just want you to tell me.
You're saying, it's not our culture, it's not written down, but our culture is written down.
I didn't
but it isn't written down, so that's not our culture. But it is culturally written down. So
what I specifically said was it was not written down in the Quran. It was not part of the Quran.
So what's your point?
The point is there's difference between cultural traditions and religious traditions. If people apply their cultural traditions to religion, it's not their fault, or it's not the religion's fault. It's the fault of the people.
Yeah, but it's the religious cultural ideation in Islamic, Muslim, whatever.
Okay,
then women's fault for men getting turned on.
Why are men circumcised? Specifically in America.
To decrease sensitization.
So that's control over men?
Yeah.
See, here's the issue, right? In America, it's a tradition for Christians to be circumcised. But
I don't think anymore. I think a generation ago it was, but it stopped.
Well, it should stop. It should stop. Circumcision is mutilation. But culturally speaking, American Christians were circumcised up until a generation ago, right? But in the Bible, Titus said circumcision is wrong and something that we should not do. Am I then going to say that Christians circumcised?
Wait, who said the circumcision is wrong in the Bible?
Titus.
Okay, well, was Jesus circumcised? All Jews are circumcised, so I mean.
Okay, Jesus specifically said that you didn't have to be circumcised to be a Christian, to be a follower.
No, he didn't.
God. Yes, he did.
Where did he say that?
You do your own research. You'll
no,
be able to prove me wrong if I'm wrong.
No, what he had a problem with, Jesus had a problem with circumcision around the Sabbath. And he used that as an example of saying that the Pharisees are hypocrites around. See, Jesus' big thing was the Sabbath. That was his big thing. He thought they were a bunch of hypocrites because he said, they're like, oh, you harvested grain, Jesus, with your disciples and ate a picnic on the Sabbath. You're working. He's like, no, 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 no. You guys can circumcise children on the Sabbath. That's working. How come you're allowed to get away with it? You can pick and choose the rules about what's working on the Sabbath, what's not working on the Sabbath.
While that was an argument used, Jesus did say you did not have to be circumcised to be a Christian or to be a follower of God.
I would like to see that quote, because that's the first time I've ever heard anybody say that.
You can look up. You can go to a website called Bible.
I don't have to look it up. You show me. You're the one saying that it's in the Bible.
It's always better to do your own research when people make.
No, I'm not gonna you give me a little pissant little bit of misinformation. I'm supposed to go seek it out and try to prove it right. No.
You don't have.
That's not the way it works.
It works.
I made a video about Jesus' circumcision.
If you want to live in ignorance, that's your prerogative. But if you want to try to say I'm wrong, then prove me wrong. But I'm giving you the tools to do your own research. You don't have.
No, you're not giving me the tools. You want to quote scripture. You want to do what does it say?
I haven't quoted scripture at you.
I don't even. You're not even quoting this. You're not even providing the story that he says that it's okay. Usually, I'm not a good person at quoting scripture, but I kind of know the stories. And you say, oh yeah, Jesus was like, yeah, you don't have to circumcise your kid. Tell me about it. What is it in the story of Gospel of Thomas? Is it in some weird book that's not in the Bible?
If you want to know, go read your Bible.
Well, did you read the Bible?
Yes, I've read both the Quran and the Bible.
Have you read the Gospel of Thomas?
The Gospel of Thomas?
It's not in the Bible.
Yes, I've also read the Catholic Bible, which has several books that aren't. I've read the Book of Mary.
Well, do you believe Jesus was an adolescent and smited people?
No.
Huh?
No, I do not.
No? He just was able to create fish from nothing, and he was a divine 20.
He was a divine being, so yes, I do believe
that. He had to learn his powers first as a child. There's a whole section of his life where he struggled like Harry Potter learning his powers, and he smited people he didn't like, and he killed whole generations of people. And he had to learn he can't curse people, that your actual words, your phonation are power, and you could curse a whole family. He said, I hope your fruit rots from the tree, and this guy's whole family knocked over and killed dead.
Well, in the Bible, in that story in the Bible, the way Christ learned it was in the Bible. He was hungry and wanted fruit from a tree, and when he looked up into the tree, it wasn't fruitful. It didn't have anything. It had already been picked, and he said, I don't know how he cursed it because I don't speak Aramaic or Greek or Hebrew. But he cursed the tree, he got mad, and the tree died. That's the in the Bible version of that story. I'm not going to believe Gnostics and people who despise Christianity who tell me a story of the Bible. If you want to do like I do and provide information and sources, if you want to give
You're not providing information, you're providing anecdotal opinions.
I gave you a website.
I'm actually giving you sources. Tell me the source of this story about Jesus and circumcision. Can you give me a chapter or something?
I gave you a website where you can type in words and read. It's in the back chat. It's in the private chat of the.
You bunch of phony baloney, dude.
I gave
if you want to have talking points, you better back it up, bro.
I am. I'm just not going to do the research for you.
Jesus, he would be by the river, and he would take the stream, and he would make sequestered little pools of the water, dams.
Where are you getting this information from?
He would this is the Gospel of Thomas. This is one of the
if it's not in the Bible,
canons that was not chosen by the Council of Nicaea. The Council of Nicaea, when
they
chose what stories to tell you, chose which stories to leave out.
You mean where they researched it and looked for any?
No, where they cut out all of the women that were actually
they didn't cut out all the women in the Council of Nicaea. They cut out stories that didn't have any proof to back them because they
cut out the stories that tell the actual story of Jesus that tells
How do you know?
you
How
don't
do you
need
know?
the church, that you have the power of God inside of you, that we were made in the image of God, that we were made to be gods on this realm because we are God incarnate, and we can manifest. We can manifest with intention, and there are certain ways we can manifest, and it's through water. You have to make like pools of your personal water, and then you bless it, and then you make clay from the pool of water. You take the earth and the water, you bless, and you can make figurines of things, and then you can like turn them into life. And that was the story when he did that, and the Pharisees like told Joseph, like, hey Joseph, you need to get your son over here. He's like making all of these like stone birds, and he needs to be doing other things. And so Joseph came over to Jesus. He said, you need to stop this. And he's like, okay. And he said, like, be gone.
So
and all the clay birds like turned to real birds and flew away.
You're willingly accepting Gnosticism, but accepting Orthodox, Protestant, or Coptic Christianity is wrong, but you're taking Gnosticism at face value. Gnosticism being a bunch of degenerates. It makes sense. Why does it make sense to you? Why do these make sense to you? Because that seems fundamentally anti-Christian.
Because I know I have the power of manifestation. I know I have the power of magic. I know I have the power of Jesus. And that makes way more sense to me than I have to go through a church to talk to God, and I have to cover every inch of my skin. Otherwise, a guy will get a boner. And if he kills me, that's my fault for showing my skin. Like, I don't think that's really for me. I'm like, I am Jesus. I am God.
Nobody, like, look, I understand there's some fuck shit in ancient
cultures. Do you see me glowing? Like, literally, when I go outside, moths fly into my head. Like, moths fly right into my forehead. That just tells you I'm like beaming light. Like,
the same thing happens. The same thing happens to me. That's nature.
I don't see it. Let's show your face.
No.
No.
You're making very little sense and making an argument based on emotion. But that's fine.
No, I'm not.
That's what you want to do.
I'm making an argument based on facts, bro. Show your face. Show me your illumination.
What facts are you making?
All I see is an oxymoron. I see a televangelist Christian that says he's a Muslim. That seems like a contradiction to me.
Are you getting agitated?
No.
It sounds like.
Are you agitated?
Not really.
I'm glowing. But I do appreciate the conversation. I dropped the link.
I have to go.
Okay.
Thanks for joining. You have a wonderful time. Yeah, no, I'll be back when I get through if you're still streaming. If not, you're welcome at New Frontier at any time.
Okay, cool.
I just got shit I gotta do. I do want to keep this going. Happen.
Hey guys, sorry about that. Okay.
Everything okay?
Oh wow, your voice is so much better now. Oh, I can hear you so much better. All right, I'm just gonna drop that link for the Bible network.
Bible Gateway I love because it has almost every translation, even from like Orthodox, Coptic, and Christian, or and even the Gnostic Bibles, and you can search in keywords for various stories, and you can read what you want. You can find what you're looking for. But
okay.
Again, thanks for having me.
Thanks for joining.
I will probably come back. I gave you a subscribe, but I have to go, and you have a good, wonderful time. Thanks for having me.
You too. Thanks for joining. Have a good day in Georgia. Well, that was awesome. See, we can agree to disagree and not get nasty. It is possible, people. It is possible. Dimitri thinks I should run for president, but they wouldn't advertise me.
Well, you would advertise yourself.
Well, yeah, I'd advertise myself, but I'd probably get like banned or something.
Hashtag power of men.
Hashtag vote for Aphrodite. Le bib tis bibis. I well, thanks so much, guys. Adrian's too shy to call in. And a New Jersey Jeep girl, what's up? Aphrodite's gonna heal the world. Yay! Heal the world. Make it a better place for you and for me and the whole human race. There are people dying that care about the living. Make it a better place for you and for me. I think I butchered the song, but that was for you. All right, guys, I'm going to end it. Thanks for a great open panel. Tomorrow at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, Sherelle and I are attempting to hold a James Munder Memorial. We're going to try to play videos. If we can't, it's just going to be a panel, and we're going to talk about James Munder and memories and all that fun stuff. So if you want to talk about James Munder, if you have questions, please get those prepared. Call in tomorrow, 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Love you all. That's May 21st. Thanks for joining. Please like, share, subscribe. Call in next time. Thank you. The buttons don't like me. End.